Welcome to episode 6 of the Social Currency Series, your show for tech, venture, and entertainment. I'm your host, Darren.
It's Low.
It's Dom. Where's the camera? That one?
Social Currency Series. We back.
We have a lot of topics today. We're going to kick off with something light. The internet's been talking about the Kendrick and J. Cole beef, so I want to kick off there. What side are you on? Who won? Who won the beef?
Call that a beef?
Is it over?
That's what they call a slaughter where I'm from. They call it a bloodbath where I'm from.
Is it over?
I don't think it's over yet.
Is it over?
Not Punch Top called it. He said it's over.
Top, he's not signed to him no more.
He's not, but he's still
PG
that's
Lane.
that's still home base though. That's still TD. It's still TD family. That's still a family. You feel me? I mean, nobody knows it's over, but he said, it's a win for the culture. It's a win for
Let me get
for the
who
West.
You got? Who's your winner right now?
Who's my winner? I don't want to say a winner, but one thing I will say is out of all the songs that was produced, I'll definitely give Kendrick. Out of the beef, I'll definitely give Kendrick. He's the one that produced the hit. Out of all the 6 songs on each side, it's actually funny if you do the breakdown. They actually both did 6 songs, I believe, or 5 songs to kind of go at each other. But I'll give it to Kendrick that he's the one that created a real hit out of one of them. But how I see it, that's why I say I don't know if it's over, because I would say it's over in the sense they shouldn't be making songs directly at each other. But for me, if you really want my real opinion, I feel like since Kendrick generated a hit, he kind of entered Drake's game. This is Drake's game. Drake knows how to make hit records. That's what he specializes in, is making hit records.
And he made a hit record because of Drake.
Correct.
So then I give another point to Drake. Who you got?
Who you got?
I got Drake. I got Toronto.
Why? Why? At what point do you have?
A lot of the stuff they said was true, right? You don't drop a lot. You don't have a lot of hits. And I even realized, I'm like, I love Kendrick. To me,
that's what
as a consumer, myself, Drake Cole drop, might delete later. I'm talking about the album, not the joint, not 7-minute drill, but the whole project. I listened to that. That was great. If you go back and listen to that, you're gonna be like, J. Cole probably got better as a rapper. If he stayed in it, maybe he would have won, right? You go back to First Person Shooter, that was great. The next track that we went with Future and Metro Boomin, I give a nod to that. That was great too. And then I would say I let the responses come here and there. But yeah, Drake doesn't have They're Not Like Us hit out of the beef. But in terms of what he was saying to him, I feel like that hit hard, right? The Day Free stuff. We don't know if it's real or not, but the accusation to me is you can't, your mother of your child and have a baby with your best friend. That is in that sense, if we talking about the setup, saying, hey, I set you up, false information.
That's why I feel like it's literally kind of not. That's why I feel like it's not over in a sense, because I feel like there might be room for Drake to come with a summer banger, but if I was Drake personally, I'd be like, okay, cool.
He didn't hit the red button yet.
That's what I'm saying. I'll be like, all right, cool. I'm gonna let you marinate.
He did. They said that was the nuke. They said Family Matters was the nuke.
It wasn't.
Nah, I don't think so.
That's what they said. Of course, I don't think so. But that's what they said. That was the nuke that was supposed to be reported coming.
Nah, but I'm saying, if I'm Drake, I'm gonna let Kendrick, because at the end of the day, I personally think it's still a business at the end of the day, and this is a business thing. So I'm gonna let Kendrick get a little bit of love, let it marinate, and then drop yo, this is how you really do it. This is how you really drop a hit, and drop a hit for the summer. Maybe have a couple jabs in there for Kendrick, but we're not even going to focus on that. He got how many number ones? Okay, cool. Kendrick got 2 number ones fighting for each other. Drake got the most number ones ever. You know what I'm saying? That's what the whole First Person Shooter is. I'm beating a Michael Jackson record. He's up there beating Michael Jackson's record. I love Kendrick. Not Like Us is fire. I'm going to give an objective opinion to the Not Like Us. The pedophile shit and all that shit is cool, but you know what I'm saying? Let's look at it from a real high level. Come on, if he's really a pedophile and if him and his peoples is really pedophiles, they not being allowed into America. You got to remember, he's not an American citizen. So he's coming into America through customs every single time. If they're really pedophiles and all that type of crazy stuff, They're not going to be allowed into the
accusations
country.
Are false. What? So
yeah,
so you're saying K-Dot.
I personally
saying K-Dot.
I love the Not Like Us record. It's a hit record. It's a bop LA. That's a LA true tried and record for LA. I'm just not like with the content, like, cause that's not, that's not cool. Like,
that's
you know what I'm saying? Like the pedophile shit, that's not cool. That's cause especially if it's not true. Now, if it's true, hey, my hands is in the air. I can't defend none of that. But from a high level, I'm thinking like, nah, come on, like, homie, not even from this country. So you know what I'm saying? If he was really on some shit like that, or his people was really on some shit like that, they not gonna be allowed into America. You know what I'm saying?
That's a good point.
But this where you really got to credit to your point, J. Cole. This is why he put the sword down, stepped back, and said, I don't want no parts. Not because he was scared of Kendrick, not because he was scared of Drake. He said, I see where this is about to go. In the past how many years, I'm on a peaceful path. I'm on my blissful train. I'm with my family. Nobody knows who J. Cole's wife is. We see Kendrick's wife. We see who Drake with every day. You still don't know who J. Cole's girl is. He keep a private life. He keep it peaceful. And he said, you know what? Scuba Q reportedly had some info that said, Kendrick got this on Drake. You might go this. He said, okay, I'm out. Not because he's scared of nobody. Not because he don't want to be the best. He said, this is not where I feel like I'm going to be my best. Where I've been trying to be for the past how many years. And it's been public knowledge. I was really surprised when I see the fans come out and say J. Cole can't be in consideration for the GOAT tour. Like, bro, he wants to really just rap. This is about to go a whole nother left field. What you talking about? Allegations, accusations, legal drama. Like, exactly. Who knows if it's true or not? But he didn't want no parts of that.
That's why I said, honestly, looking back after it, the whole beef situation, to me personally, J. Cole is the smartest one out of everybody.
Grew up in the room.
He's the smartest one out of everybody right now.
Let's take a little 180. We tech venture and entertainment, right? Let's take a back seat. Let's put on our CEO hat. I'm the CEO of Universal. I laid off, I don't remember the number, but 20-30% last year, right? Music layoffs. Then hip hop as a category was, I think, a bottom genre last year. Mm-hmm. So you come to 24, and every industry is basically shedding the bottom. Like, how can we make hip hop a thing again? And ironically, the top 3 rappers right now active, there's still Future in there, top 4, come out with music.
No, why you throwing Future in there?
Because he started it, right? Without Kendrick on that record, we wouldn't be talking about this. And that record did very well from a numbers standpoint. So we talk about numbers.
Yeah, honestly, I'm a Future fan. I'm not a high diehard Future fan, but honestly, Kendrick
Future's cool. I'm just not a big Future fan. He's not the top.
Like Future
active right now.
Not for me personally. Not for me.
We're gonna get numbers and we're gonna circle back on this.
Please.
But look back at what I was saying. From a monetary standpoint, the genre's doing great now, right? Q1, Q2 numbers are through the roof for this rap beef. I'm like, is it really a beef?
So you think it's orchestrated?
Semi, right? They have these songs have to get released through publications and publishers and things like that. Songwriters, engineers.
But that was
they don't just put this music out on their own.
Because Kendrick was releasing his joints licensed through who was it? What's that label he was licensed under? He was licensing under what's the license?
I think it was under his own.
He has to have some type. Name. He has some distribution partnership.
The place he was at before.
Interscope.
Yeah. Was it Interscope? It was licensed through Interscope.
Regardless of anything, yes, I think it was definitely a business move. That's why I said at the end of the day.
Because the numbers are through the roof right now, right?
Exactly.
He broke Drake's record.
That's what I'm saying.
Drake broke a record, I'm sure, in this time frame, even though it wasn't the record he set. So numbers look good going into Q3.
Of course,
that's all it was about.
Of course, it's a business move, and that's what. That's something I always was alluding to in the beginning of it. I'm like, you got people talking about it. I would say it's definitely a business move but Kendrick changed it up a little bit because he removed the copyright. So now he's allowing other people to profit off of it. Now, is that a move that other artists should follow to help other creators, especially people that do song reviews and all types of things like that? Now Kendrick is putting a lot of money into those people's pockets by removing that copyright. Is that another strategy that artists could take on to help other creators? And also, the one thing I will credit Kendrick on is that he has the public talking about him. he's not even talking about himself.
Right.
We haven't even seen Kendrick.
Exactly. So that's also a good marketing strategy too. And I know in the last episode we had Aunt Lava on here. We're talking about how can artists, especially new artists, figure out a way to kind of like creatively market their music. So now, is this a strategy that Kendrick kind of laid out that people could use? You get what I'm saying? Like, because now look how Kendrick...
Copyright laws are tough. I don't know.
Do they have the control to do that?
Yeah.
I'm sure Kendrick has more control than most artists.
And obviously Kendrick is bigger, but now will big artists and big acts like Kendrick that are in the realm of Kendrick start allowing, other people to kind of like profit off their music? Because that's also going to essentially make you bigger, because look what it did for Kendrick.
When I think of the creator economy, I think it could work there. I see it more so for an emerging artist. Unless you are a 10, 15-year vet like a K-Dot or a Drake, then sure, I can see you doing that. But if you're still coming up, you 5 years, 10 years, I don't really see you removing the copyright. And if you're starting out, maybe you do it just to generate buzz for yourself. But I don't know. I feel like the majority of the industry is still in that 5 to 10 year, if you're an active artist. I don't know.
But I definitely think that's much love to K-Dot for that, because that's unprecedented. That's unprecedented. Mm-hmm. Unprecedented.
You did.
Yeah, unprecedented. So like that's definitely love, like in doing that. And I felt like that made that song even bigger. But
no, yeah, for sure.
It definitely made the song bigger than the
That's what I'm saying. He Drake. This is what we've seen Drake do to Meek. He made a summer banger out of freaking back to back.
But the reason I said Drake when we started is because I know he's gonna keep talking about this. It's not done. It's not over. Drake, it's not over yet.
Oh, like in his music gonna keep on taking jabs?
Oh yeah, it's not over yet.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I think. That's why I personally think. Like I said, I think Drake is just gonna drop like a summer banger. He's gonna be forced to. Like now, he's gonna be forced to. Like that. Not Like Us is ringing off. Like he's gonna be forced to do something. He's going to. Like it's too much. He's a guy that likes to drop consistently. So he's gonna have his name back in the thing. Like, okay, let me go back to the drawing board. I'll give Kendrick that. Maybe Kendrick is making him go back to the drawing board.
And that's what it all started from. That's what it all started from. When Control dropped, and Drake was the only guy who took it personally. He said everybody's name: J. Cole, Rocky, Mac Miller, Jay Electronica. He said, I got love for all y'all, but I'm trying to murder y'all. Drake was the only one who took it personally and just, I saw him in person. He said, if it's all, we trying to rap, bro. That's all Kendrick ever wanted. He the one that took it personally.
Yeah, but then I guess with the rap stuff, we got to also remember, Drake did take the whole rap and singing thing to a whole nother level, which actually extended the genre of hip hop to probably audiences that might have not have,
been hip to it.
Yeah, been hip
beautiful,
to it.
Beautiful. And we love that for hip hop. But now we got to get back to the essence of hip hop.
I agree.
No, I agree.
Back home. I agree with that. But let's not forget.
Hold on. Let me see. You can't be the top dog in the game and you don't have a solidified classic.
What do you mean by that?
Drake has arguably one classic.
Classic what?
Album.
What album would you consider a classic?
Take Care. That's what they say is a classic. So far going,
that's
classic.
Not even. Honestly, I mean, if you thinking about, I think Nothing Was the Same. That's my
favorite album from
Views is great. I heard Views in Toronto. Views
is good.
Views is good.
Is it classic? No.
Yeah, that's a
It's
classic.
not classic. Views is not a classic album. Give me 4 songs from Views.
Most of the projects.
Yeah, exactly. 9. What you would call it? The song with the Future.
9.
Yeah, I turned the 6 upside down. It's a 9 now. Like that song was good.
So that's a classic.
We're talking about songs. We're talking about the whole project.
Yeah.
Give me songs from K-Dots or anybody that's a classic.
Kendrick dropped his classics.
That's true. I'll give you that because
they're not like pop charting songs though.
No, you don't need to be. That's not his lane. But he's gonna drop a good body of work, a classic body of work, which Drake struggles to still have, in my opinion, still has not done.
He doesn't struggle in doing that.
A classic hip hop album.
But like I told you, I just said that he extended the genre of hip hop by enhancing the rapping and singing. Kanye used to do it.
And he dropped classics doing it.
What, 808s and Heartbreaks?
Graduation.
My Beautiful
Dark Twisted Fantasy. They said that's his best album. 808s is a classic.
Okay, it is a
That
classic.
that gave Drake the link to run on.
One time out for a second. What's the mixtape Drake dropped in like
So Far Gone?
That's a classic.
Yeah, I said mixtape. A classic mixtape.
Let's just call it an album. It's a classic. He has classics, and he has moments where you remember a song playing and you can relate it back to a time in your life. That's hip hop.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like we can't.
Everybody
we can't
has
moments. We can't. Nothing was
Meek
the
has
same. Nothing was the same.
He has
as Fire.
decades of moments though.
Nothing was the same as a Fire. That's a classic album.
I like Nothing Was the Same, but I'm just saying you can't. I'm just saying you can't be the top guy in the genre, and you struggle to put out classics. Is that sane or am I tripping?
We'll ask the audience. Let's.
People said Nothing Was the Same in views.
And Take Care won a Grammy, so I guess they say Take Care.
But these are good albums, but they're not classics. Talking about Illmatic, talking about Life After Death.
That's like saying Drake's not a rapper. He's saying he doesn't have any classics.
He's transcended hip hop, which is good. But when you got somebody like Kendrick saying like, "Yo, let's rap," you gotta go see him.
Most number ones like Michael Jordan, like Michael Jackson.
Yeah, and that's beautiful, but that's not hip hop though.
He's rapping though.
Sometimes.
Nah.
Sometimes
he's rapping. I think Drake rapping. Obviously, he doesn't rap like Kendrick because Kendrick is in a whole different lane. But Drake is rapping. For you to just be like
if we take Drake out the category and relied on Kendrick, hip hop would be dead.
How? No.
Sophisticated.
Let's talk. Let's talk.
Nah, it's true. It's true. Hip hop
will be in a better place because people will be rapping.
No, hip hop wouldn't be dead.
People would be rapping.
No, because you know why people wouldn't be rapping? Because there's not a lot of people that can rap like that.
He's not consistent.
Yes, he is consistent.
Kendrick Lamar is not consistent.
What do you mean he's not consistent?
You have to wait years for a project.
But that's how it was though. That's how it was.
It wasn't. We talked about this even. The greats like Hove and all these people. Like okay,
but I'm talking about people like Sade, people like Prince, people like Mike. They wasn't dropping every year. Okay, Hove did that. That's because he's Hove. That's because he was feeding the streets. It really came from that. Nas didn't drop every year.
But it's a different time.
Okay, cool. But still, nobody drops every year consistently like that.
Drake did. He did every year, and some of them they were misses, but he gave us something every year.
But that's all. I'm appreciating people. If you drop, I'm expecting quality. I don't want you to give me every year and every other year. Okay. No.
I mean, we can even start to even wrap this topic. I think people even need to give Cole some love because honestly, Cole's probably been rapping for the past couple years.
No, yeah,
Cole's probably been the best rapper. His verses has been killing.
Not just Cole. You got to give love to Lloyd Banks, to Nas.
Yeah, Nas too. Nas been on a crazy run from
Nobody's been rapping better than Ransom. I'm talking about rap. I'm not here about the Beatles. That's cool. I'm talking about just rapping. I like rap.
Yeah, I would give Nas I'd definitely give Nas the King Disease trilogy and the Magic and the Magic 1 and 2. Yeah,
your man Larry June.
Yeah, Larry June. But I always said that if we really appreciated like rappers and real good rap, Larry June's The Great Escape with Alchemist, that shit would have won a Grammy. If people really, really appreciated real good rap and grown up rap, that album from top to bottom is fire. Like that album is fire.
And that's what I'm saying. Before we move on, just so the whole approach with Kendrick and Drake is different. Drake was talking about shoe size, his height. Kendrick was dissecting this whole man's DNA, his lineage, and what that means to hip hop, what that means to his family, what that means to the culture. He broke down Atlanta's background.
Hold on, just to end on that, I get that, but like I get all of that.
Even if it's not factual or not, just that approach is still needed. Everybody can't do that, but if people like that are doing it, it's at the forefront. More people will at least attempt to do that, and that's what this game was founded on.
I get that.
It wasn't just about going to the club doing hookah. That's all fun, but you get back to the essence for.
Yeah, I get that, but at the end of the day, Drake is known for putting on a lot of new artists, regardless of people say he's doing it to keep his relevancy or anything. Like he said in the beginning of his career, he said it in the rap artist. They told me to take an R&B dude on the road, but I said no and drew for Kendrick and Rocky. So even at that beginning part of his career, when they crowned him as the next one, Hove even said it. on A Star Is Born with the artist that he signed. You would think that his artist that he signed, he will be crowning as the next up. He said, even Hov said it, Drake's up next. Let's see what he do with it. And J. Cole was on that song, the artist that he signed. And Drake still at the beginning of his career said, yo, nah, I want Kendrick and I want Rocky. So, like, nah, we got to credit that because he's still done that from all the way back in, 09, 010, all the way to 2024. He's doing it today with Sexy Red. We went to go see him in concert. He's bringing out dudes like Dirk, Central C, all of that. You got to respect that, man. Like,
and his mentor is Lil Wayne.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you got to respect that. And then shout out to Lil Wayne, too. You can't. That's discrediting Lil Wayne, too. They talking about, oh, you slept with this girl. Bro, come on. We already know how the industry goes. Everybody's sleeping with each other, so all that shit is irrelevant. All that shit they talking about, oh, fucking this, you fuck this, Wayne. Bro, everybody's doing that same shit, man. So, like, that's irrelevant. But the fact that he puts people on and he takes new artists and puts them on big stages.
But every artist does that to some degree.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do. J. Cole does that. Every artist does that.
Does what?
Does what? Yeah, with who?
Gets on features and puts people on. That's what music is. It's collaboration. It's not just we're talking. Drake takes people that are like nobodies.
All right.
Who? No. Who did he take that's a nobody? Drake goes and fucks with them because they have a buzz. He took the Migos because they had a buzz. And they just go to another level. He jumped on Versace. They jumped to another level. Then they put out Fight Night.
Little Baby.
He already had a buzz. Was he already on QC? He took like he goes to the hood and finds somebody that's unknown and says, okay, let's go. He don't do that. They have a following already. That's why he benefits from it too. It's not like he's just doing charity.
I'm not saying that he's doing charity.
He's benefited from it too.
Of course he is, but still to take somebody to the next level, that's still, people don't even do that. You get what I'm saying? People can't even recognize talent and then take somebody to the next level.
But it's beneficial to him too, though. It's like this dude doing all this kind of his heart. Like it's benefiting him too. It's keeping him relevant too.
We gonna circle back.
Him going into Afro beats. Well, you think he's benefiting from that demo too?
Of course,
jumping on the joint with Wizkid of views.
But that's just like Justin Bieber jumping on the Essence remake. Is he trying to take a Afro?
But does he have a history of doing that? Drake has a history of doing that.
But the MLK record that Justin Bieber put out in 2021. You forgot about that. He had a whole record about the MLK record. Was he trying to what do you mean, culture vulture that? No. Like, I don't think so. That was his intention. No, I don't think Justin Bieber's that was his intention. But he had a whole album, MLK.
And that's cool. But we're just saying Drake has a pattern of this.
I mean, even if he has a pattern of,
I don't know.
We're gonna wrap this segment up because we spent a lot of time on this. Even if he does have a pattern, a lot of
time. This is a historic moment.
It is. You're right. It is true. But even if he does have a history of going and jumping on people's waves and taking it to another level, name an artist that's really basically going to not to the bottom, but to like the mid tier and elevating these dudes up to like, yo, come up here with me. Like Sexy Red going on tour with Kendrick, nobody's bumping her like that. Keeping it real. Nobody's bumping her like that.
What do you mean?
If Kendrick
there's just a type of artist that could take a certain artist and make them something. You can't.
But he's not making them. He's just giving them a little light. He's not signing them. He's just saying, okay, I got a feature with this person. And the reason why he has a feature because they're popular. They're buzzing already.
It's hard to do features though, right? Like it's not easy to just jump on features and it's gonna be a hit. Like it takes a skill set to do features. Even like Ty Dolla $ign. Like he's a feature master. Like it's hard to be at that level at features. So no, you can't just put like Kendrick on those same records and those are all still.
I didn't say you can. I didn't say you should.
But that's the point. We're saying that's
part
that
of
ability.
But you're saying that's part of. You're saying the part of Kendrick's thing was breaking his down his character, going to Atlanta. Like at the end of the day too. Like let's not get it twisted. Them Atlanta dudes is probably calling him too. They probably calling Drake up for the features.
What do you mean?
You know what I'm saying? So it's not like. Because you just saying that, he broke it down like his whole MO, like his character, he's going to other people's things and taking it over. No, I'm pretty sure Doug is calling him. I'm pretty sure Gunna is calling him like, yo, jump on this.
And then, okay.
Lil Durk said it on the song. Drake's song get 1 billion streams for show. Like, he said it on the song.
So then why doesn't he, if he does all these things for these people, why doesn't he maintain those relationships? Why is now everybody coming at him? That also speaks to his question character.
That's stuff that we don't know behind closed doors.
So you can't say he's helping him out. Then after a certain amount of time, then he's done something to offend them or cause some type of friction in a relationship.
Well, let's try to pivot this in this way. Do you think K-Dot or Drake are going on tour this year?
Well, Drake just
they said Kendrick was working on the album, so he might tour.
Supposedly, I heard they were supposed to be. I don't know. I'm not even going to get too much, but they said that there was supposed to be like a 3. How this whole thing even started was there was supposed to be like a 3 goats tour that Kendrick, J. Cole, and Drake all go on tour together and do like a little hip hop.
Let me try to pivot out this since we're trying to wrap up the segment. Live Nation announced for Q2 that they made like $3 billion for the quarter for live shows. Basically, folks are going out to shows up 20%. They're buying food at the events as well. So they're going and they're actually spending their money. They're buying merch. So now it's like, okay, we did everything we need to do to revive hip hop. Now let's do the tour. So I assume tours will be announced in the next couple of weeks for everyone. But let's pivot. What do you think about Live Nation taking over, like taking in because they bought Ticketmaster? Again, announced their biggest quarter ever, $3.8 billion. How does that look for the future of touring? Do you think everyone's going to be going outside for, I guess, going in the summer, going into the winter months?
Yeah, I think definitely, touring is definitely back. We took a break, obviously, during the pandemic a couple of years, but I would say, I got to work on them ticket prices. I'm doing ticket prices.
It's not as bad as Knick games. I was trying to go to the Knick game last week, and it was like $500 to sit in section 400, like $300, like in the back.
Yeah,
like
it's not that bad. It's not that bad. Live events is definitely always going to be a thing, and I think live concerts is always going to be like a thing, and I think especially with the big artists. That's their money maker. That's where artists make the most money. I think they were saying Chuck D had like a great resolution for, I guess, the rap beef or whatever. I know he wrapped it up, but he was saying that it would be good for them to battle it out on tour. Like they have a tour.
I like that.
They battle it out on tour. That. Like who's gonna have the best performance live? Who's gonna you know what I'm saying? That actually be a good way. But I seen Kendrick multiple times in concert. He's amazing. I seen Drake twice in the concert. Amazing. I seen J. Cole.
That's tough because they're all different and they're all amazing in their own way.
That's what I'm saying. But that's how you can battle it out. Not on tour, maybe together, but just like going on tour and just seeing who's just putting on the best show.
That's tough because I'm going to go to the show who has the most, I guess, the best album out or the most current music. So if K-Dot does drop an album and it's good, I'm going to go to his tour.
Yeah.
If Drake drops something I feel like it was a little better, then I'm probably going on that tour. I might go to both.
No, but they're going to play. They're going to play their whole category or their whole catalog. They're not going to just play that album, right? They're going to have different shows.
Well, they usually play like the current.
Kendrick, I went to see Kendrick a couple of years ago. He played most of Mr. Morale.
Yeah.
He played majority of that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe had like a couple hits from his old stuff, but he played majority of Mr. Morale. But I think live concerts is definitely going to be always a thing, and it's going to be back in full force as summer heats up. People are going outside, so
that's cool. So we do have a couple of things to get to today. So I know we wanted to touch on this a little bit of Bumble. So we touched on Bumble a couple episodes ago. How they did those layoffs, and they actually came out their earnings report, and their stock price went up a little bit, a couple cents, nothing crazy. So I'm not like trying to bump up their stock price, but they removed their flagship feature, like what makes Bumble, like basically women making the decision first. Mm-hmm. Like how do you take out your flagship feature? I don't even understand the logic behind it. I think it's to get more maybe engagement from actually, I guess, man or whoever making the first move now, and but now I feel like you're the same as the other app that's out there, or dating app. So,
I guess removing their flagship feature, and they said they want to come out with like an AI concierge.
Yeah, so a little
concierge?
bit. Yeah, a little bit.
Did they say why they were removing it?
I think for more engagement. Because remember they did the layoffs because people weren't using it enough. So
now they want to open up to the male, male users.
Get a little growth, I guess. But yeah, I was mentioning they have this new feature called the AI concierge. So basically, you would have an AI assistant, I guess, or concierge in the app, and you tell it what you like dating wise, and it'll go out and talk to other AIs and get a group of people that fit your preferences, and then let you know like here's who you should date. Versus you kind of, I guess, swiping and figuring out who you want to date. I don't know if that it's gonna work or not. I don't know if it's more of like, oh, we have this new cool AI feature, so give us more investment money, or it's actually something that's gonna help folks. Because I feel like it might make folks more introverted and not engage and talk to people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds clever, I think, but like at the end of the day, I think with these dating apps, it needs to start maybe online, but it definitely has to facilitate in real life interaction, because that's what's gonna drive people to come together, and that's kind of what we need, people to come together and more engagement that way. But any way to make it easier to find people that are more like you, I guess. If this AI concierge thing can help you find people that are more like or more suitable or kind of compatible with you, that's better. But it's cool. But I think we just need any way to facilitate online relationships that turn to offline and in real life. We need to lean more into those type of
I guess I was looking for something more impactful for an AI tool versus something that sounds like you're reading off a script. Like, here's this thing we can do, and like you guys rushed it. It was like, what we're going to bring to the quarter. Like, what are we going to ship? And this is the thing we're going to ship. Again, I don't feel like it's super impactful.
Well, anything to open up the room for people to, connect online and then go offline, I think it's cool, especially, in the type of environment, type of time we're going into, summertime. People are going to be outside more. So, anything that facilitates those type of in real life relationships or connections, I think that's the most impactful thing when it comes to dating apps or whatever apps people use to meet with each other.
Yeah, it's interesting because this is a good segue. She's kind of, again, the CEO going to university saying, here's our new tool. And then Tesla and Google announce more layoffs again, right? And I was telling you a story earlier how I feel like last year I was talking to some recruiters and they're saying, everything's going to be fine Q3 2023, right? We'll see everything pick back up. We're about to head into Q3 2024, and I feel like everything's gotten a lot worse. I feel like there's been way more layoffs. I don't know what the count is on layoffs at FII right now. I know a couple months ago it was already at 70,000. I know last year was 400,000. So, yeah, I'm like, this is looking very grim. And it's not even in tech, too. It's just like across industry, which is like very concerning. So how do you guys feel about the outlook for the rest of the year, going into Q3 and Q4? For, I guess, industry's holistic, too. It doesn't have to be to tech. Like, what are you seeing online? Do you feel like it's maybe a symptomatic, again, of still of overhiring, or you feel like, no, the job market's really bad right now?
If they're still laying people off, it's probably going to continue until the rest of the year, maybe bleed into next year. But
that's crazy.
I mean, that's where we are. I don't know why they're overhiring. I don't know why they're overspending. I don't know where that decision is being made and why, they're making those decisions. But, individually, that company would have to assess why they're doing that and why they're making
and
these decisions.
Like going into 24 too, you could be open and honest and say, hey, we got to make more cuts, and just let everyone know and just do it. And I feel like now they're going quarter by quarter and saying, like, where can we, cut expenses.
Yeah, I think it's just part of the business cycle. Like, that's the time we're in. But like I said, it's probably going to get a little bit darker before some light comes out at the end. But there's going to be a time where, interest rates will come back down. There'll be more access to capital for businesses to, start rehiring again. But the only difference is probably like the roles that you hire for people may change. Titles may change and things like that, especially with like these advancements in technologies and stuff like that. So definitely newer roles. So just kind of upskilling yourself, staying up to date on certain skill sets. But these things are cycles, man. Like we still got to remember, like we weren't.
It's a year. It's like a year cycle. Though. It's been like a year.
But recessions usually last like a year or 2 years. You know what I'm saying? Like a year to 2 years. But we're not, and technically we're not even in one. So technically, but like I said, I think it'll bounce back. Everything happens. These things normally happen. So we'll see how things come out on the other side. And I think we're in an election year. I know we don't really talk politics in here, but I think as we get closer to the election, hopefully, there's some good and better news for the public from either side on how they can help the economy out. On either side, even though we're not picking sides.
That's cool. So we're gonna hit a couple other topics, but I wanted to talk about Spotify's new super premium tier, and I kind of feel like it's related to what I was talking about at Bumble, where they're basically looking for a way to make money, looking for something to engage people. I guess on Spotify's front, super tier. Just to break it down, it would be above premium, and it's basically they're gonna provide like lossless audio. They're gonna put lyrics behind a paywall. So again, to get you to pay. So
that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Bro.
Yeah, I think it's just because they can't. Maybe there's a market internationally they haven't broke into yet. Well, how are we going to get these numbers up? Let's make a super premium tier and charge people for lossless audio. The thing with lossless audio is that the artists and their labels have to provide that, right, when they're uploading music. And I feel like it's kind of like 4K or 8K video. It doesn't really exist as much, right? So it's like you're not gonna have a catalog full of lossless audio.
Those international. If you're talking about international markets, I mean, they don't even have access. Some people don't even have access to like, high fidelity and like those type of audio and video. So I don't know if that would be a strategy for international, but. I don't know. It just sounds like more people are going to go to other platforms or they're not going to upgrade.
What do you have?
I use Apple Music. What else do I use?
Tidal.
And
they give you the lyrics right there.
Okay, so I do have Spotify. I am a Spotify user. I am not upgrading to super premium.
Why do you have Spotify?
Yeah, I mean, like, Spotify is cool for...
I like their playlist. It's cool.
Yeah.
What's that, Rap Caviar or what?
No, it's Rap Caviar.
Yeah. Yeah, it just sounds like another place that people will probably... It sounds like another reason why people probably won't upgrade and may just go to somewhere else. But I feel like they should be making it easier for people to join Spotify, not more challenging. But, hey, what do I know?
All right, quickly. So I do want to touch on some events. So I know you went to the AI Summit, and we have New York Tech Week coming up. You want to tell the audience about your experience at the AI Summit?
Yeah, there was a dope summit out in California held by UCLA Bruin AI. It was like an AI social responsibility summit. Had a lot of great people in there. Shout out to the students at UCLA that put together that whole event. They did amazing. They got some real heavy hitters in there. Was even surprised how they were even able to pull some like great people together.
Where did that take place?
At UCLA.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's happened at UCLA.
You were out there too during the summit?
No, sir.
Yeah, it was a dope experience. Got to see a lot of research that people were doing. Also get access to just kids that younger adults that are interested in the space, and they were just learning from them. I met some kid that he's only like 19, 20 years old. Already got a research project backed by Cisco.
What?
Yeah, he already got a research project backed by Cisco. So you just getting to meet these kids that's doing some great stuff. I think it just kind of just gave life and energy into the space and into the movement because, they're trying to think about it responsibly. And I think that was like the biggest thing. Like, how do we implement these technologies responsibly? And you even had lawyers from OpenAI there. So like lawyers that like are in the forefront of AI copyright law, essentially. Like she's one of the first lawyers that's overseeing the cases for AI. So like just getting to get in front, just to talk to those people was amazing. And one thing that she did say, and I thought that was important, anybody that's out there building any AI, that the first ruling is not going to come out until March 2025.
For what? What ruling?
So I'm like for the first lawsuits.
First AI case.
Yeah, the first AI case is not going to be settled until like March 2025. That's when you'll start to see the courts come out with like real ground rules of how these technologies can be implemented. Yeah, legislation,
okay.
Exactly.
There's no lawsuit though; it's just laws being passed.
No, there's a lawsuits right now
that'll shape the framework.
Shape the framework of legislation of how AI is going to be used.
Okay. Sundar Pichai, the Google CEO, was saying that they want to use frameworks from, I think, I don't remember from what industry, but there's frameworks from another industry that he wants to use and create like I think there's like a board of him and Microsoft CEO, OpenAI CEO, and they're basically giving back information on how to prevent AI from going crazy. I can't remember the actual name of the board, but there's like a new board that was created with all those guys on it, and they want to create some type of framework. Maybe next episode I can get more information. We could talk about that.
Yeah, definitely. That'll probably be more from like a like you said, responsibility. But we're talking about legislation with like law, like the courts, like the government, like things like that. Like there's still a little bit of time for that to come out. That's why you can see like people kind of using the copyright in the AI stuff because there's really no law to say that they can't do it.
Gotcha.
You get what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why Drake could use the Tupac stuff and Snoop Dogg and not really get in trouble because there's no law written in law yet. I'm not saying I agree with it. I don't agree with it. Yeah, I don't agree with it. But that's why those things could happen because there's no laws in place for it not to happen.
Yeah, that's tricky. I want to know more about the lawsuits though. Like we could jump in on it to sell data. Like what's going on?
No, it's not more. It's copyright.
More copyright.
So like how basically is it okay that companies like OpenAI and what's the other one, Perplexity and Anthropic, I believe.
Yeah.
Is it okay that they can scrape the internet from like written text, all those different types of text, and then train their models off of people's work without kind of crediting them or giving them royalties, essentially. So it's like a whole tricky thing. But this is like new ground, and this is going to be a new
field.
A new field, exactly, in law, AI copyright. So
there's a class probably that just kicks off at some university.
So this is even going to be like it. So when people think about lawyers might get replaced, nah.
No.
Nah.
I think UPenn, the Ivy League school, just introduced their first AI curriculum or programs
oh wow.
So you can go get a degree in like AI development type stuff.
That makes sense.
So yeah, but overall the summer was really good, very informative. Got a lot of kids coming up doing some great things, and you had the mayor of Beverly Hills up in there too.
Oh yeah.
You had a lot of good people in there. Yeah, there was a lot of heavy hitters in there. I was just surprised how these kids got them in there, but
that's cool.
It was dope.
So next topics for you. The NFL is looking at basically giving 30% equity stake in all the franchises to VCs all over. Like, I think it's going to expand the NFL in a boom way. I don't know if you remember 2 episodes ago, I was saying that NBA was looking at bringing like an equity strategist on board to seek out investments for the NBA. And now the NFL announces that they're literally going to let VCs come in and buy up 30% of the teams. Like, that's going to shift the NFL, I think, globally, give it more resources. I think they're going to explode in a different way, especially with their streaming rights, too. So I think they're looking at, well, how can we get more money in here?
Well, they need to, because the people that have been buying up the teams have been doing a terrible job. The Walmart people just brought the Broncos. They're running that joint to the ground. The guy who just, brought the Denver Broncos.
I wouldn't say they're running it to the ground, but I just think they're
running it to the ground.
They're learning that just because you have all this money doesn't mean you can run a sports team.
Exactly, and that's my point.
Because that's a little bit more. You have to be like. It's not like running like a.
It's not like running a hedge fund. It's
not like not even that. It's not like running a
retail
retail business. You get what I mean? Because when you're talking about, you got to hire experts in like sport and like coaching. Like there are a whole bunch of different types. You got to be able to identify talent. That just takes a whole different approach.
And understanding of the actual business. You can't just come from the retail space and say, okay, I'm just going to buy this guy and buy this executive. And you got to put the work in. You got to understand the game. You got to understand the culture.
That's the only thing about sports. Sports is tricky because you gotta essentially know the sport essentially a little bit. Even if you don't like, I'm not saying you have to be an avid follower, but if you're gonna buy into a sports team, you're definitely gonna have to have a little bit of background knowledge because look at the best owners, Jerry Jones, Robert Kraft. Like these owners are like, they've been invested in the sport for like a long time.
See, Jerry actually played
in
college.
Wow.
But Robert Kraft didn't play. He was a season ticket holder, and the Patriots was trash. But he was invested into the team, into the city. He said, I'm going to learn, and I'm going to grow this game and grow this sport in this town. And now he's probably one of the best owners in all four sports.
So, yeah, that would be a good question. Does allowing VCs and these people that are just, like, more about, returns on their money opposed to, like, really, like, learning the game and learning what they're really doing?
Yeah.
Does that dilute the sport a little bit, or
no? I think it increases revenue because they're gonna.
But does it take away from the integrity of the game, or
it could a little bit, right?
You know what I'm saying?
How's it going to increase revenue? How would you say?
Because it can get them into other areas that they're not in, or other regions too. If they're going to expand the NFL
internationally,
internationally.
Yeah, the first game of this year is in Brazil. Actually,
the bad joke I was going to make is if they're having a bad quarter, they might fire some players. But so I don't know. They could. I don't know. They can. What's the cap in NFL look like? Like, because teams are so. I don't know. Let's say you can franchise tag a player, and let's say the payroll for the year could be like $300 million. I could see if you hire or expand into VC markets, you'd be like, we had a bad year. We're only going up to 250, like, which will not allow you to sign certain players, so the product on the floor might not be as great. But maybe they'll make extra money because if they're in a new country, they just think whatever's in front of them is good, so they'll buy into it. If that makes sense.
Normally, I think historically, doesn't the cap kind of go up every year?
I think it does. It does.
Historically, even regardless of, like, the cap kind of goes up every year. So I don't think it'll be a problem from that standpoint, but you'll probably definitely see more players with bigger contracts for sure, besides, like, quarterbacks. Like, you probably see more receivers. Maybe running backs will start getting some love again.
The running backs not getting paid still bug me.
Yeah, the running back.
Saquon got $35 million. That's crazy.
Yeah, shout out to Howie Roseman and the Eagles for making that happen. The Giants.
Yeah, $65 million. I don't know. I'm a Saquon Barkley fan. I thought he deserved more than 35.
I mean, that's even business. Dang, how you lose Saquon within the division to the rival? That's crazy. Man. But hey, I'm not running those teams, but I definitely would not let talent like that walk away. Or maybe, Saquon is not. Saquon still got it. So
I think he's still talented.
Yeah, me too.
So, do we want to announce to the audience about our New York Tech Week event?
Do we even have the date? So we're definitely doing it.
June 3rd or the 4th.
June 3rd or the 4th.
We'll announce it on our page. But yeah, we're doing an event for New York Tech Week. It's going to be our first in-person event, which is great. Live podcast recording or show recording. We're going to have a panel, and then we're going to have some founders come up and basically demo and pitch their concept. So demo meaning, here's what I'm building. Maybe they've been building it for a couple of years. Maybe they've had some returns on revenue. Maybe they've received some investment from a VC. And then pitching, meaning maybe it's in the ideation phase. They can tell us about it, what they're trying to do. It is New York Tech Week, so the audience will be full of folks who are building products, engineers, investors. So you might meet somebody who can help you build what you're building. So come out. We're going to send out and start marketing it probably this week.
Yeah, definitely going to be a great time to connect with people in the space. Just build a community. You don't even necessarily even have to be in the space. Like we said, we're tech, venture, and entertainment. Even if you're entertainment, you just want to figure out how can you get more involved in the tech and connect with people in the industry. That's what these type of events is for. That's what New York Tech Week is about. Just bringing the community together from all aspects of life and just all walks of life. Just bringing people together. It's a community thing. At the end of the day, how'd you find out about it? You're probably going to find out about it on the internet. That's tech. So,
that's what we want to do. We want to merge all those words together so everybody can, be on the same page.
Exactly. And then how can we build more communities within those communities?
Yeah, I'm excited, though. I'm excited for New York. Is this our second or third New York Tech Week attending? Maybe the second. Second or third year attending.
I think I was in LA.
They've had it for a couple of years, but the amount of events that are available this year is more than I've seen in the past.
Really?
Yeah.
New York is becoming a hub.
It's growing.
Yeah. New York is coming a hub. And I think people like it. The energy is there. The people is there. So we just got to keep it up. Shout out to LA Tech Week. I think it's like the following week or like 2 weeks after New York Tech Week. So shout out to LA Tech Week as well too.
Man, hopefully it's later in the year. I want to go to LA Tech Week. And I kind of want to. I didn't get to go to it last year.
Yeah, that was like one of the first tech weeks I went to was in LA. It was dope. So, let's just keep that energy going and building community as we do here on the Social Currency series. We just need more. We just need more people to just come together, and that's what it's about. No matter where you're from or what industry you're in, it's about community. So that's what we about. Community builders, right?
Yeah, but it's gonna be a great event. I'm excited for it. Anything else before we close out the show?
That was fast.
A little bit. I think we over. I think we're over. We over?
Yeah.
You guys are like 50 minutes.
That's not even an hour.
Okay. I had like 6 more talks about
What else you got? What else you got?
I mean, if you got like 2 more, that's like good. Like,
it's like there's just so many. I want to do the Humane Pen review, but we don't have to do that one.
I'll probably even be like a couple.
Have you used it? The Humane Pen?
The Humane Pen?
Yeah.
Nah.
Okay. I thought you had a direct experience.
I mean, the Apple Vision Pro was cool.
You did use the Apple Vision Pro.
Yeah, Apple Vision Pro was cool. I did use it, did demo it. It's very, very. I think if you're in the space of like creativity and want to enhance your productivity inside, like at home, like if you're a remote worker or a work from home type of a person, I think that's for you, for sure. They also did say that's kind of like their beginning to try to replace the laptop.
I don't want to replace the laptop with
but
on my head.
That's what they're saying. Like this is kind of like the start of how to try to replace the laptop. It's definitely dope, but I don't know. I know when it first came out, you seen the memes, people walking outside with it and everything, but it's not really something you use outside. I don't think, in my opinion. From my use case over there.
Yeah, there's a lot of people on Twitter. They're doing videos. Look at me using it outside. And I'm like, you're crazy.
Yeah, it's definitely something you use inside. Yeah. But shout out to Apple because they're really good at design and quality. So like the screens and everything within it, just it's mind-boggling. But they do. It's really for I understand why it's at the price point it is at. It's expensive. I even said it. I'm like, it's expensive. But
it has a use case.
It definitely does. But it literally tailors to a specific set of people. When I mean like people that are really just focused on productivity, creativity, and they work from home. Like that's really like who it's for. It's not like they weren't this wasn't a product that they were trying to release to the masses. And they know that. They know that.
Related, I just remembered. 2 things. Apple also released the new iPads, and he put the M4 chip in there. It's the same chip that's in the newer laptops.
Yeah.
And then they also got backlash or something. Like, I completely missed it. I watched the event, and then, like, maybe the next day, it was like Apple's commercial received backlash. They, like, took it off. Because it was like AI squishing creativity. And I didn't see the commercial yet, so I shouldn't even be talking about it. But that was like the gist. That was like the gist of it.
Yeah, I didn't see it, so I can't even really talk too much to it.
Sure, maybe next time we'll talk about it. Because it's interesting because you mentioned in the last episode that AI can't beat creativity, and then Apple comes with a commercial of AI
beating creativity.
But that's an asterisk because I haven't confirmed that. It's just something I saw on Twitter. But I haven't actually watched the commercial yet, so we might edit this out.
What about the AI interruption? The crypto making a comeback.
Oh yeah, that is a pretty good topic. So real quick, so I think it was, I don't know, they're not the big 4, but yeah, J.P. Morgan, Citibank, Wells Fargo, Mastercard, Citi, and Visa, I believe, is basically creating unity for how you do transactions. They're basically, to me, I was excited about this because this is crypto news. This is not AI news. This is fintech. This is maybe a sign of good news that 5 large financial firms are saying we're building in blockchain. Not here's this cool new AI tool we have for you guys where it'll tell you how to budget and blah, 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 blah. Now it's like here's this new ledger how you can do transactions for crypto.
Yeah. With,
I think Bitcoin, you said earlier, being like around 60,000. So it's like, is this a tide? We finally have crypto news.
I think definitely as the market starts to find its footing again, and the interest rates start to come back into play, I think crypto would definitely be something that people will look at because that's how you make money, or at least if you've been holding and stuff like that, you just know how to trade it or whatever. But I think that just brings, if the big banks are getting involved, I think that's a good thing for crypto because that's just bringing more
banks and payment services, Mastercard and Visa.
Yeah, so I think that just gives it more validity into that market. So,
and it's a shared ledger system, so documenting all the transactions. So maybe I'll get more information. We'll talk more about it. But I was just more excited that there's actually just crypto news out.
Yeah, so no, I think that goes to show you that crypto is probably going to start making a comeback. Blockchain, Web3. Maybe that stuff will start to make a comeback. But I think the only thing that was, how it kind of died down is just because people were just trying to find real use cases for it. Because I know a lot of the Web3 stuff was more digital, online based.
Yeah, NFTs and stuff.
Yeah, it's more online based. But now people are, as we said earlier, people are going outside. More people are going to live events now. So they're not into just being online. So how do we take these technologies that kind of foster online creativity or online interaction and come into real life?
Yeah, and whatever they're building is unification. So it creates a system. It's not just Mastercard's building out the system, Visa's building out the system, Wells Fargo's building out some other system. No, this is the system, and this is how you guys are going to use it. So I'm like, all right.
No, it sounds interesting. But and all in all, I think that's good news for crypto because if those big banks are coming together to do that, that just brings validity and more validity to the market,
credibility,
more validity and credibility. That big players, I know big institutions are already involved in crypto, but now the big banks, that just validates the market even more. So I don't know, should you buy more crypto?
I'm gonna get back into it. TBD on that though. But yeah, let's. I think we could close here. Episode 6, Social Currency Series.
Social Currency Series. We back.
I like to clap at the end. I always get lit.
What?